has been now just over 2 years since Carmen Best stepped down as Seattle's chief of police. She left after the city cut her budget without her input. And now these three men want the job. And tonight, for the first time, we heard from the top candidates about their plans. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Joyce Taylor.
I'm Greg Copeland. It has been a long search to find Best's replacement. It started in early April this year. The city hired a search firm. In May, the city held a public survey to get some community feedback. And then in July and August, the city held 7 separate community conversations. By early September, the city had narrowed it down to 5 candidates who took a competitive exam. And tonight, a chance to hear from the 3 candidates now in the running. King 5's Christine Page joins us now with a look at how their top priorities are looking for the city. Christine.
Yes, so the city spent about $75,000 for that search firm to find candidates for a role that will tackle one of Seattle's worst records on violent crime amid a staffing crisis. And these 3 candidates want that job.
The search for Seattle's next police chief is on.
As a police chief, we own the past, the present, and the future.
Ensuring public safety is co-produced with the public that we are working with.
Officer morale won't improve unless we increase the morale of the leadership from the top down.
Each candidate answered the same 6 questions based on community input, including what policing alternatives do they support, how will they address increased gun violence, and does SPD need a culture change? Seattle Police Interim Chief Adrian Diaz, who's done the job for the last 2 years, wants the job for good.
I laid the groundwork, I laid the foundation for us. But not only am I going to lay the foundation, I'm really going to make sure that our department is really moving forward on making sure that this city is the best policed city in the country and also the safest city in the country, because that is our charter responsibility.
Another Seattle-based candidate, current SPD Assistant Chief Eric Greening, has been with the department for 28 years.
If I'm in my neighborhood in North Seattle, I'm walking down the street with my daughter and the dog, and I feel comfortable. You can't be 100% safe all the time, but you should be able to walk down the street in this city and feel reasonably safe and not have a fear of crime.
And Kevin Hall is the current assistant chief of the Tucson Police Department. He offered his thoughts on alternative policing.
Behavioral health, crisis response does not have to be a police officer. It absolutely doesn't. And there are places such as Tucson and other places in the country where it is an unarmed crisis clinician team that goes to these calls, not police.
Among the questions is how to retain and recruit officers.
Really, the focus first and foremost is retain our good people. We want to put a comprehensive economic package together that is so important that our officers feel valued and respected, that we look at shifts, that actually make it easier for officers to have that time off, to be able to have that rest and recuperation.
Hall says the department needs to feel internal pride.
It all starts with them, with the officers who are doing the work on the streets. They have to have the pride in the organization and what they're doing, and they do great work.
And Greening.
If we can get our house in order, showing the officers some appreciation, they can talk to their friends and family and say, come and join us.
So what was not asked was how the candidates will address homelessness and nonviolent crimes like property crimes and theft. The chief is ultimately picked by the mayor and confirmed by a city council majority vote. Back to you.